So, limitation of trial balance. Limitation of trial balance is that it is not the conclusive proof of the absolute accuracy of the books of account. If the trial balance agrees, it does not mean that there are no errors in the books of account. A tallied trial balance means that equal debits and credits have been recorded in the books of account. Even then, trial balance may be agree, but there are some errors which trial balance does not disclose them. So these errors are errors of principle, that is, errors which arise due to incorrect application of the principle of accounting are not disclosed by the trial balance. That is, if you have recorded purchase of furniture under the account purchase account, that is a error of principle. Although the amount is correctly debited and trial balance will match, but there is error which does not disclose by the trial balance. So next error is compensating errors. If there is any compensating errors which cannot be disclosed by trial balance. Compensating errors we will discuss when we discuss the chapter error of rectification of error. Compensating error is such are those errors in which one error is effect of the one error is neutralized by the another error. It says in book, it is says errors, that is group of errors which are committed in such a way, such a that one mistake is compensated by the other and the trial balance is still agree. Third limitation is transactions completely omitted from the recording in the books of account cannot be detected. Very correct, that if some transaction is not at all recorded, although they were occurred in the business, then trial balance will match and it will not tell you that there is that particular transaction has not been recorded, right? And the fourth one, recording both aspect of transaction twice in the books of account. If any transaction recorded twice in the books, that will also not detected by the trial balance, by the trial balance, because it checks only arithmetical accuracy, means total debit should be equal to total credit, right? So this is all about limitation of trial balance. Now we move to the main practical aspect, that is how trial balance will be prepared. So this is the format. This is the format of the trial balance. We will write the heading trial balance as on the date. We will mention the date. On the date we will prepare. Then the first column, heads of the account, or you can write names of the account. Then second column is for ledger folio, that is from the ledger folio page of the ledger, from where you have that particular account has been written here. And you will in the third column you will write the debit balances, and on the fourth column you will write the credit balances. So before we prepare a trial balance, we should keep some important points, that accounts which shows debit balance will be put on the debit column, and accounts which shows credit balance will be put on the credit column of the trial balance. Like purchase account shows debit balance, so we will put on the debit column. We will put the purchase account balance on the debit column, and the same way sales account shows credit balance, so we will put on the credit side. So some important points are: purchase account always shows debit balance, so it will be shown on the debit side of the trial balance. Sales account shows credit balance, so it will be shown on the credit side of the trial balance. Return inward, that is sales return, should always shows debit balance, so it should be written on the debit column of the trial balance. Return outward or purchase return shows credit balance, so it will be written on the credit side of the trial balance or credit column of the trial balance. Input GST, it may be CGST, SGST or IGST. They are assets and they always shows, if they are not written off from the books, then it will show debit balance and it will be shown on the debit column of the in the debit column of the trial balance. And output GST, that may be CGST, output CGST, SGST or IGST, that will be shown on they are liability for the business. If they are existing in the books, then it will be treated as a liability, and liability shows always credit balance and it will be shown on the credit column, in the credit column of the trial balance. Opening stock is a stock, it's a current asset. It shows debit balance and it will be shown in the debit column of the trial balance. Closing stock generally not shown, not appear in the trial balance because it is usually given as an additional information or adjustment outside the trial balance. If the closing stock appear in the trial balance, it will appear in the debit column of the trial balance. It means that it has already been adjusted through purchase by debiting the closing stock and crediting the purchase account. In this case, closing stock will be shown only in the asset side of the balance sheet. Accounts of assets means assets are showing debit balance, like cash at bank, like building, all the intangible assets or intangible assets or tangible assets shows debit balance. They will be shown on the debit side. The same way bank balance can be of debit balance or credit balance. It will be, if bank shows debit balance or it is given cash at bank, then definitely it's an asset, and if it is given bank credit balance, then definitely it is overdraft and it should be shown on in the credit column of the trial balance. Income and gains always shows credit balance, so they will be shown in credit column of the trial balance. All the expenses including purchases and bad debts, depreciation, they are shown on the in the debit column of the cash book. So debit balances, assets, drawings, debtors, expenses and losses. Credit balance, liabilities, capital, creditors, income and gains, right? So this is all about the rules of trial balance, and I have also discussed the format. Tomorrow I will explain you how to prepare trial balance practically. Thank you and have a nice day.